in order to understand Hillbillies.
Messy, get them girls off the stage, cause somebody's gonna get taken, somebody's gonna invest.
Hey yo, Eric, bring them girls to the stage.
You've got to look at the history behind the song. Drake was doing what he always does when a new artist starts to get buzz. He reached out to Keem and tried to work with
Drake. How did you guys connect? Drake tapped in as soon as the document came out. I think it was probably like a few months after he reached out.
He shouted him out on Instagram, shared his music, and even sent him fire emojis.
I just remember seeing a bunch of emojis. It wasn't even a conversation on working. It was just like, yeah, I look up to you. I look to him like.
After Keem did a feature and Drake almost co-signed him, Drake ended up finding out that the guy he'd been promoting on Instagram was actually the cousin of his biggest enemy.
He did mention you and Cardi was supposed to be on What's Next. Whatever happened with that? I don't know. That's just his process.
I can't let you come up off my name till I'm at the gate.
I can't hate on another man's process.
And started DMing Keem's girl as a He eventually succeeded with her and began sneak dissing Keem about it.
Shit, talking about they took my bitch, you know that ain't my only bitch. See that bitch right there, she fuck OVO. Brought her to the crib, she walk in front door on some holy shit. Don't ask for no feature, only rapping on my studio.
I don't have no time to be no Romeo.
See that bitch right there, she fuck Romeo.
All the love I need is here at OVO.
See that bitch right there, she fuck OVO. Come up off my name till I'm at the gate.
Kendrick got mad, and that's when he decided Drake had crossed the line. It was finally time to press the red button that had been sitting in the vault for a whole decade.
These niggas talking out of their neck, don't put no coffin out of your mouth.
This is Kendrick and Baby Keem letting Drake know, we saw what you did, and we didn't forget. And the reason it works as more than a diss record, the reason it lingers, the reason it rewards repeated listens, is because every single element of it is doing double duty.
I'm not good with the regular girls, damn near want a veteran girl.
Okay, hey, he just talking about what
The
he
beat
into.
slaps and the message cut.
HillieBillie talk crazy to me, but Kendrick know I like the regular girls. I'm not good with the regular.
Yo, it reminds me of Sticky, dog.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like Sticky from Drake, bro. The flow different, but that beat is pretty much the same.
It's not the exact same flow Keem's using, but it's like the pace is similar as well, bro. And like the drawl of the flow is like like it's a similar delivery
Rhythm even, yeah.
with what Drake had on Sticky.
Bring them girls to the stage.
The flex is real and the accusation is precise.
Big
Nothing in this record exists purely for entertainment. Every bar is a It opens, I don't buy much, I buy land, bro.
I don't buy much, I buy land, bro.
Ooh,
Cologne.
that's a all right. 10 out of 10. All right,
fam. The first
appreciate
9
you guys,
seconds.
man. Thank you guys so much watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
I don't buy much, I buy land, bro.
That's a flex.
It's a flex, but it's also a shot. And to understand why, you need to understand the specific real estate move Drake made that this line is responding to. Drake spent $75 million on a Beverly Hills mansion.
He bought the home in 2022 for $75 million, and it spans 25,000 square feet on 20 acres of land. The Mediterranean-style home features 10 bedrooms, 22 bathrooms, and luxurious amenities like a den, wine room, and pool.
A staggering figure that, at the time of the purchase, was exactly equivalent to Kendrick Lamar's entire reported net worth. Think about that for a moment. Drake paid the price of his rival's entire accumulated wealth just for a house, a single property, and not just any property, a hilltop estate in Beverly Crest, positioned geographically within 15 to 30 minutes of Kendrick's Brentwood area. This is not a coincidence. Drake has a documented history of using real estate as symbolic aggression. He bought a home near Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, and then name-dropped the proximity in sicko mode.
Did you know what Drake meant by this?
Bedroom, man, I still got scores to settle, man. I crept down the block, made a right.
He throws out a bar right here. It might be a bar only, like what Pac said, you and I know what's going on, right? But it's all psychological, right? So it's like what button is someone gonna hit? Where can you hit him? It's like I was just at the game with Jay Prince last night.
Yeah, cut the lights, yeah. pay the price, yeah.
So this was actually a diss targeted at Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. And get this, Drake was basically giving out directions from his house to Kanye's place. I guess if rapping doesn't work out, Drake has a future as a GPS voice.
He's getting petty. This is fucking amazing.
I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct.
They was talking about Drake wasn't coming direct.
He said, I'm the biggest hater. He said, this ain't never been about who the greatest.
He said, I hate everything about you, you Canadian nigga.
Essentially flexing, I know where you live, and I'm close enough to give directions. The Beverly Hills mansion is the same move, scaled up dramatically. He's not just buying property, he's planting a flag. But here's where it unravels. Drake overpaid, couldn't sell, tried to flip it, failed, and ultimately ended up renting it out. The King of the Hill move became a white elephant. The castle on the hilltop that was supposed to signal dominance became a monument to overextension.
Drake left LA after his feud with Kendrick Lamar, but has been unable to sell his mega mansion down this long driveway in Beverly Hills. So why does he still pay almost $1 million for it every month? I'm LA realtor Tyler Neal. Let's dive in.
After living in the US for a little over a decade, Drake has moved back to his hometown of Toronto and sold almost all of his properties here, including his so-called YOLO estate, which he sold to Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford in 2022. But he hasn't been able to find a buyer for his mega mansion here in Beverly Hills, which he purchased for $75 million, only to put back on the market a year later when his beef with Kendrick Lamar erupted for $88 million. At 25,000 square feet, it's on a whopping 20-acre lot built into the side of a hill for optimal privacy, with 10 beds, 22 baths, a wine cellar, gym and library, game room, movie theater, 11-car garage, mosaic tile swimming pool with city-to-ocean views, and a hidden tennis court and wine orchard.
All incredible amenities that cost Drake an estimated $825,000 a month to maintain.
Even though he doesn't live in the property. Property taxes alone run him roughly $70,000 a month, plus an estimated $300,000 a month for utilities, landscaping, and pool systems, likely an average of over $100,000 for routine repairs and maintenance, and likely another $250,000 a month for estate management and security. Drake also reportedly has a $52.5 million loan on the home, adding an additional few $100,000 in mortgage payments every month, and that's interest only, which is par for the course for a Beverly Hills mega mansion, with Bennifer facing the same issue just up the street.
So every year Drake doesn't sell this home costs him an estimated $9.9 million in carrying costs. Would you buy this home for $79 million? Let me know in the comments. I'm LA realtor Tyler Neal, and if you're looking for a home here in Beverly Hills or anywhere else in LA, you can call me on my cell phone. See what I did there?
And I like to understand, cause your house was never for a home. 37, but you showing up as a 7-year-old.
Even understand Kendrick's fucking bar.
You got gambling problems, drinking problems.
Even understand Kendrick's fucking bar.
Popping and spending problems. With money.
And Kendrick, who owns land because land is generational wealth rather than a status symbol, opens the song by drawing that exact contrast. I don't buy much, I buy land, bro. It's not just a financial philosophy, it's a specific, pointed indictment of Drake's approach to wealth as performance. You can buy all the hills you want, but you cannot buy the crown. You cannot purchase your way into legacy. And the title, Hillbillies, crystallizes this perfectly. It takes Drake's upper-class hilltop flex and reduces it to something rural, unserious, and slightly absurd. The King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, you know it's a steep one. If we together, you know it's a brief one. It's a deep ocean. That's why back in the ocean you go, it's a deep one.
It's just a hillbilly in a very expensive house. Drake's sticky is the scaffolding that Hillbillies tears down, bar by bar. King of the Hill, you know it's a steep one. If we together, you know it's a brief one. Back in the ocean you go, it's a deep one. Drake wrote those lines as a declaration of dominance, the mansion, the women, the untouchable position at the top of hip-hop's hierarchy. But Kendrick and Keem aren't playing that game. They're mocking it. Comfort is real. Kendrick keeps the pressure on. And I'm best dressed, moving forward, yeah. Tiny Taz Arn, yeah, all that. Compton Cowboy, all that.
Ooh, look on the video is already tough.
And I'm best dressed, moving forward, yeah. Tiny Task on, yeah, all that. Compton.
First of all,
what the fuck are those, Kendrick?
Okay, boots. Y'all see the boots?
Bro's gotta do a stadium sellout concert at 7 p.m. Then got to hit the rodeo at 9:30 back to back.
Compton Cowboy, all that.
That Compton Cowboy.
Best dress and showed the cowboy boots.
Cowboy. Them the Gator 11s right there.
Bro did a fucking feature for a Banda Norteño band in Mexico, and they said we can't pay you. All we got are these ostrich boots. And he said, bet.
Big protein.
The name Taz Arnold might not register for casual listeners, which is exactly the point. Taz Arnold is not a hypebeast logo. He is not a brand you wear to rack up likes. He is a real Los Angeles-based designer and creative force whose avant-garde aesthetic runs deep through the cultural DNA of West Coast hip-hop. Specifically, he is credited among the collaborators who helped shape the visual and conceptual world of To Pimp a Butterfly, one of the most critically revered albums in the history of American music. By name-dropping Taz Arnold, Kendrick is not just flexing fashion. He is invoking a lineage, a belonging, a rootedness in Los Angeles culture that cannot be acquired or faked. It is the opposite of Drake's sticky fashion talk, where Drake brags about outfits so high concept that they require fact checks, social media verification of the brands involved, the rarity of the pieces, the price tags. Kendrick's style does not need fact checking because it is not performing for an audience that requires proof. His taste speaks for itself to anyone who actually has taste. And then Compton Cowboy lands with quiet, devastating precision. Drake threw a cowboy-themed 35th birthday party.
They gon' think that you rep me, girl. 5'7", I'm messy, girl.
Look at my boy. Okay. Okay, do not play. Oh my God.
I'm best dressed moving forward, yeah. Tiny Taz Arnold, yeah. All that. Compton Cowboy, all that.
Head to toe in Western costume, performing a version of Americana that felt borrowed and slightly costumey. In the Hillbillies video, Kendrick wears actual cowboy boots. He does not announce them. He does not make them the centerpiece of a birthday party. They
hit the rodeo at 9:30 back to back.
Compton Cowboy, all that.
That Compton Cowboy.
Best dress and showed the cowboy boots.
Cowboy. Them the Gator 11s right
there. Is because he grounded it in something real. Drake just wore a costume. Yeah, big protein / 150 grams of protein. This line became a meme.
Big protein. 150 grams of protein. Y'all gotta stop playing, bro.
150 grams, I ain't gonna lie. I have been paying attention to like my protein intake.
That man's flexing. Big protein.
But dismissing it as a throwaway joke misses what it's doing. The over-specific 150 grams is funny precisely because it's so mundane and grounded. And that groundedness is the point. Kendrick and Keem are not performing luxury or posturing with high-end brand references. They're talking about discipline, the daily, unglamorous work of maintaining a body and a mind at elite levels. It's a direct counter to Drake's sticky energy, where the flex is about designer fits and crowd validation. Kendrick's flex is about protein macros and self-sufficiency. One artist performs excellence, the other builds it from the inside. Keem jumps in. Heebie-jeebie talk crazy to me. The heebie-jeebies reference is anxiety, nerves.
Heebie-jeebie talk crazy to me, but Kendrick know I like a regular girl.
He just talking about what he into, what he enjoy, you know, what he dibbling. He like a regular girl, you feel me?
Personally, that's not for me. I don't want a veteran. If you've been around like, I'm sorry, my personal preference.
A crawling discomfort under the skin when something is deeply wrong. Keem is not using this casually. He is processing real depression, real heartbreak, the specific and awful feeling of discovering that someone you trusted was not who they claimed to be. And rather than leaning into the grief fully here, he reframes it. He frames his own pain as a preference. He likes regular girls, non-industry women, women who aren't circling fame as a strategy. The betrayal hasn't just hurt him, it has clarified him. He now knows what he wants because he now knows what betrayal looks like in a specific form. I just might change your life / we ain't wearing no Giuseppe jeans / we ain't doing none of normal things. Giuseppe Zanotti is precisely the kind of luxury name
I just might change your life. We ain't wearing no Giuseppe jeans. We ain't doing none of normal things.
precisely the kind of luxury name drop that Drake's Sticky aestheticizes. The flash, the label, the immediate signifier of wealth designed to impress. Keem and Kendrick are aggressively, almost proudly rejecting this entire framework. They're not against spending money, they clearly have it. They are against performing wealth for the validation of an audience, against turning luxury into a language of dominance. Do you know what formal means? Keem clowning Drake's entire ecosystem. The gold digger culture that clusters around formal signifiers like penthouse suites and name brand labels, responding to the performance of wealth rather than the substance of character. It's a pointed question that exposes the transactional nature of the environment Drake moves in. Then the messy bar arrives, and this is where the song shifts from personal to mythological. Messy, about to come in hot. In this framework, Kendrick is Lionel Messi, the greatest of all time, short in stature but absolute in dominance. A player who makes every person around him better simply by being on the same pitch. Keem is Neymar, electric, expressive, the flamboyant Brazilian who, at peak PSG, played alongside Messi and elevated everything around him. This is not a casual sports reference. It is a declaration of super team status, and it carries specific weight when you know that Drake went on a live stream with iShowSpeed and picked Cristiano Ronaldo over Messi in the eternal GOAT debate.
Oh wait, Drake, I always wanted to ask you this question, alright? Please, okay? Ronaldo or Messi?
Oh man, that's a sticky one. Probably for me, probably Ronaldo, to be honest, but I know that's probably not going to go over well, you know?
What do you mean?
I mean, I know it's Messi's moment right now, but for me, I just always been a Ronaldo fan, you know? I'm like you.
By casting themselves as Messi and Neymar, Kendrick and Keem are explicitly embodying Drake's rival. They are his Ronaldo nightmare, the greatness he cannot acknowledge because acknowledging it would mean acknowledging his own limitation. We gon' fuck up the world.
We gon' fuck up the world, excuse me, but is that your girl?
That's
bro, it's heavy.
Sticky reference flow, whatever it is.
Bro.
It is there.
I hear it.
It's almost like they're mocking him, bro.
Dot is K-Dot, Kendrick's earliest alias, the name from the Compton streets and the hungry mixtape era before the world knew who he was. By using this alias, Kendrick signals that he has stepped back into that pre-fame, nothing to lose mode. He's not Pulitzer Prize Kendrick right now. He's K-Dot, the kid who had everything to prove and no ceiling above him. And Fuck Up the World is simultaneously a proclamation of ambition and a parody of Drake's chaos, because Drake genuinely does fuck up worlds. He doesn't have a stable home emotionally, so he destabilizes other people's. He breaks up friendships, poaches partners,
Misogynist living inside his songs, try to destroy families rather than taking care
poaches
of his
partners, weaponizes proximity. Kendrick and Keem are saying, we will be destructive too, but our destruction is creative.
This
It's just so trolly, I feel like. This is just fun type shit.
Not often we get to hear Kendrick just have fun.
Everybody expect Kendrick is supposed to come through rapping with
Drake's is just wreckage. Didn't mean to possess your girl. This line is layered in a way that rewards multiple readings. On the surface, it's about Messi possessing a ball, that beautiful, almost telepathic relationship between the world's greatest player but Kendrick layers the metaphor perfectly. Possessing the ball, possessing someone's attention, possessing someone's partner. And what Kendrick is really saying is that Drake has been moving sticky.
We gon' fuck up the world, excuse me, but is that your girl?
That slick serpentine behavior of sliding into spaces that belong to other men, whether those men are friends, associates, or collaborators. Wayne, Future, The Weeknd, There are rumors running through years of hip-hop culture about Drake's relationships with women connected to his inner circle. Kendrick is not being subtle. He is putting it in metaphor because metaphor is the sharpest instrument available. They gon' think that you rep me, girl, /5 feet 7 inches, I'm messy, girl. This is where the numerology becomes undeniable. Kendrick counts 5, then 7, skipping 6 entirely. 6, Drake's number. The 6, deleted, erased, not even worth counting. It's the kind of symbolic violence that leaves no physical mark but lands with devastating precisions. The math echoes in 2023 because Drake turned 35 that year, and 35 is 5 multiplied by 7, the number that skips 6. Paired with the cowboy boots in the video, it ties directly back to that 35th birthday party, to the man in the costume, to the hill he thought he owned. Kendrick has always done this kind of embedded mathematical wordplay. The black of the berry, DNA, element. This is not a stretch. This is his native language. I'ma pass you to Lamar. He got time for your bestie, girl.
He got time for your bestie, girl.
This bar is doing several things at once. It's completing the soccer metaphor, a clean, elegant pass from Messi to Lamar, teammates dividing the defense.
Don't try to test me. I keep it clean.
But it's also flipping Kanye.
But it could get messy.
They playing soccer in my backyard. I think I see
They playing
Messi.
soccer in my backyard. I think I see Messi.
And twisting it into something explicitly about Drake's behavior, the girl, and the way she becomes a pass-around in the ecosystem of famous men who view women as accessories. Either way, I'ma want some head / Messi live through me instead.
Messi live through me instead.
Keeps the persona intact while reducing the girl to a transaction, which is exactly what Drake's treatment of women in this story amounts to. And then the pass to Lamar / Keem reinforces the teammates' narrative. Kendrick and Keem share a field, share a vision, and share a very specific grievance. Kendrick flexes his fashion knowledge with total authority. I ain't even got a fact check, all I'm wearing is Wales Bonner.
Then they thought they had a trap set for me. For me, how you really think that went for me? Niggas gotta do a fact check for me.
Wales Bonner is a London-based menswear label with a devoted following among people who care deeply about craft, heritage, and the intersection of diasporic identity and high fashion. It is not a brand you wear to impress people who don't know clothes. It is a brand you wear because you actually know clothes. And this line is a direct response to Drake's sticky braggadocio about his level of flex requiring a fact check. Feeling good, I might wear no. Matter of fact, let's stay platonic. The deliberate interruption here is doing enormous work. Kendrick starts a thought that leads unmistakably toward unprotected sex, and then he catches himself, or performs catching himself, and retreats to
Feeling good, I might wear no. Matter of fact, let's stay platonic. I just feel think that ironic.
Nah, they really on here just having fun with it, yo.
TikTok, if you don't pick up this lit, then come and hit that little bitch in the club. I can't see you dollars in that little bitch on me. But
to stay platonic. This positions him as a man who exercises restraint, who thinks before he acts, who does not let desire override judgment. The contrast with Drake is implied but sharp. Drake's sticky persona is defined by rotating women, brief encounters, and the back in the ocean you go dismissiveness of a man who treats intimacy as consumption. Kendrick's pointed reference to staying platonic is a subliminal arrow aimed directly at the Pusha T revelation. Drake's hidden child with Sophie Brousseau, the pregnancy that Pusha exposed in the story of Adidon, the scandal that cracked Drake's carefully managed image.
Out of me. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. I'm sorry that you gotta grow up and then stand behind.
I wish your grandpa would have wore a condom.
Your daddy should have been swallowed.
You should have never been conceived.
There are also persistent rumors about a hidden daughter. Kendrick's "Let's Stay Platonic" is not just personal discipline. It is a coded accusation delivered with a smile. Cause he'll put you in princess shoes / elevate you, respect you too.
Elevate you, respect you too.
Dude, bro, these two dudes are so unfucking serious.
Here's 10K, I'm in a sexy mood. Yeah,
Here's 10K, I'm in a sexy mood, bro.
Don't let the homies touch you.
This is perhaps the sharpest piece of sarcasm in the entire song, and its effectiveness depends on understanding that neither Keem nor Kendrick believe a word of it in the context of Drake. Princess shoes invokes Cinderella, the fairy tale of a man who sees a woman's worth, elevates her, commits to her transformation, and treats her like royalty. Kendrick and Keem are using this fantasy image to expose the gap between Drake's projected self-image and his actual behavior.
It's an escort, it's a police one.
The refrain returns with renewed force. Messy, get them girls off the stage, cause somebody's gonna get taken.
Off the stage, cause somebody's gonna get taken, somebody's gonna invade.
That was it right there.
Yeah, Messy, get them girls off the stage, cause nah.
That was the most obvious one.
That was like, if you didn't get it before,
hello.
Hey yo, Eric, bring them girls to the stage, cause somebody's getting paid.
like here, like, come on, bro.
Damn.
What we doing? What we doing?
Throwing shots.
What we doing?
They sending the bait right now.
This is the line that makes the Drake / Keem origin story undeniable, because it is a direct, surgical reply to Drake's sticky bar. Eric, bring them girls on the stage, cause somebody's getting paid. Drake said on. Keem flips it to off. Drake said paid. Keem flips it to taken. This is not inspiration or coincidence. This is a direct, line-for-line rewrite of Drake's lyric, transforming his playboy braggadocio into an accusation. Girls brought on stage in Drake's world aren't elevated. They're consumed. They're taken. And somebody's gonna invade on a one-on-one conversation makes the accusation explicit. Drake is a dirty Mac, a man who slides into private moments, private relationships, private conversations, and extracts what he wants, regardless of who it belongs to. I'm ducked off from the world. I'm immersed in the PlayStation.
You don't know one-on-one conversation. I'm ducked off from the world.
I was just about to say it. It's like a Tyler-esque. Yeah. He would be somewhere around the video like this.
And there he is.
And there's Tyler.
It's good to see you, brother. You better have popped up in the video. I'm immersed in the PlayStation and I ain't worried about her. It's 1,000 hers out waiting. We gon'
Facts.
There's 1,000 hers out there waiting.
Fellas, facts.
Talk to him.
Always remember that. Now, hold on. It's also vice versa. Women, remember that. Facts.
We gon' fuck up the world. Excuse me, but it's not your girl.
I was waiting for you to say something about it too.
Easy.
Didn't mean to possess your girl. Baby, I'm high profile. Don't ever tell.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how I feel. Listen, cowboy boots, bro. Like, is this the type of drip you on, bro? Cowboy.
Don't ever tell them you met me, girl. They gon' think that you rep me, girl. 5'7", I'm messy, girl.
This line is one of the most quietly devastating in the song because it drops all the armor for a single beat. Keem is not out at clubs. He's not stacking wins publicly. He's home, gaming, hiding, letting the screen fill the silence that used to be occupied by a person he trusted. Every man who has ever lost someone to a betrayal knows exactly what this image means. It's the universal coping mechanism of the generation. Retreat into the controller, into the mission, into a world where you have agency and consequence is programmed to be fair. And I ain't worried about her. It's 1,000 hers out waiting. This is the line Keem wants to believe. You can hear it in the construction, the slight over-assertion, the insistence on abundance that men invoke precisely when they're feeling scarcity. The irony is made louder by the fact that Keem's entire casino project sounds like extended Heartbreak processing. You don't make an album that saturated in loss about someone you weren't worried about. The 1,000 hers is protective coloration. The real Keem is on the PlayStation, waiting. Famous, but I'm not for sale. Why you trying to possess me, girl? This is Keem consciously flipping Drake's "I forgot I was famous" energy. Released shortly after Family Ties, where he responded to Keem's "number 2 demon my bitch" bar with what amounted to a shrug. Talking about, they took my bitch. You know that ain't my only bitch.
Shit, talking about they took my bitch, you know that ain't my only bitch.
Drake's entire frame in that moment was, I'm too large to care. I'm famous and women are interchangeable. Keem takes that frame and inverts it. He's famous too. He is also not for sale, not an item to be cycled through someone else's entitlement. He is not one of Drake's 1,000 hers, and crucially, neither is the girl, or she shouldn't have been. The tragedy is that in Drake's world, everyone ends up becoming inventory. Drake's "I forgot I was famous" angle deserves its own examination here, because it reveals something important about how Drake processes these situations. He follows Keem's accusation with, "Don't ask for no feature, only rapping on my homie shit.
Don't ask for no feature, only rapping on my homie shit.
Let my brothers come up off my name, and they don't owe me shit." This is Drake trying to reframe the narrative, positioning himself as the benefactor who lifted Keem and now regrets it, painting Kendrick's crew as dependent on his generosity. The historical context matters. Drake was apparently in serious conversations about a Keem collaboration, conversations that fizzled the moment Drake learned Keem was Kendrick's cousin. The discovery of that family connection reportedly gave Drake what people close to the situation described as PTSD, about platforming another member of the PG Lang ecosystem. This is a man who calculates every relationship through the lens of strategic advantage, and the Kendrick/Keem alliance short-circuited his calculation entirely. He'll put you in princess shoes, elevate you, respect you too, repeated. The second time this chorus lands, it hits harder because you've been building context for it the entire song. The mockery is now fully earned. Drake never elevated the girl, he used her. The princess shoes fantasy is not an aspiration, it is an accusation. It exposes the gap between Drake's romantic self-branding and his actual track record with women in his orbit. And Keem, who actually had feelings for this woman, who genuinely tried to open himself to vulnerability, is left holding the destruction of something real, while Drake has already moved on to the next rotation. Here's 10,000, I'm in a sexy mood / don't let the homies touch you, move. This is rich men's relationship economics distilled into a couplet. $10,000 as a gesture of affection or control. The distinction matters, and the song refuses to clarify it, because in Drake's world, the distinction barely exists. You give a woman money and she orbits you. But protection can curdle into possession, and generosity can become leverage. Kendrick and Keem are exposing the machinery beneath the romance, the transactional scaffolding that holds up Drake's image as a generous, caring man, while actually serving his need for control. Take selfies, I'm in Czech Republic, Cornell, he gon' check the budget. A globe-spanning flex that reminds you, Keem is 20-something, working with one of the greatest artists alive, touring internationally, and managing a real operation. The reference to Cornell as the budget checker grounds the fantasy in logistics. Someone has to actually run the numbers, even on a fairy tale. It's a grounded flex, which is exactly the kind Keem favors. Borrowed $2 million from my cousin, never gave it back, cause it's nothing.
$2 million from my cousin, never gave it back cause it's nothing.
The literalness of this bar is almost certainly not the point. Read it as narrative allegory. The $2 million represents the emotional capital, the platform space, the creative investment that Kendrick made in Keem's rise. Time, mentorship, cosigns, the PG Lang infrastructure. And that investment got complicated by the Drake situation, by the chaos of a girl being moved on by someone who had reasons to want to destabilize Keem's life. It's nothing is Kendrick's generosity stated plainly. He does not expect it back. Family doesn't keep ledgers. But the line also makes clear the scale of the gap. $2 million means nothing to Kendrick in the same way that Drake's $75 million house is supposed to mean something about his dominance. The numbers are always doing double work in these records. Fuck it, yeah, new devotions, / keeping focused.
Fuck it, yeah, new devotions.
I'm surprised there's a place on this earth that Kendrick Lamar can go through, like a mall that Kendrick and Keem can go through and be able to shoot a video or any type of footage without getting swarmed. That's crazy.
Keeping focused.
Please don't live in. This is the pivot. Keem decides. He redirects. He commits to new devotions, new work, new energy. But the Bon Iver sample cuts in underneath him, offering a counterpoint that is simultaneously encouraging and haunting. Please don't live in fear. It's the voice of wisdom trying to break through the performance of moving on. Keem says he's keeping focus. The sample asks, are you actually okay? Both things are true simultaneously. Starship, is that a foreign? Please don't live in fear of foreign.
Starship, is that a foreign? She's organic, skin is glowing, my heart is going. Like, wow.
The flow that Keem's using right here in this part, it sounds very similar. It's very reminiscent of Smiley.
You know Smiley? With Drake? He'll fat Mexican nigga be talking about some, oh, that one song. Yeah, he's just like a spicy little flow.
The Starship image calls back to Drake's What's Next video. Drake navigating a Mercedes Maybach on an airport runway. Air Drake visible behind him. The whole arrangement a portrait of a man who has so successfully monetized his existence.
Phones, two emotions. Like how? Girl, you get the notion.
No, that's where you lying. How many phones you got? I got about 6 of them things. Boy, you had about 8 phones in your hand. Ain't no 2 phones, bro. You told yourself early in the video, I don't want to hear none of that.
Who has so successfully monetized his existence that his transportation requires a personal jet. Keem sees that image and reflects it back without worship. The Bon Iver phrase now attaches to the foreign car itself. A foreign. Even the flex is shadowed by the question of what it costs to live that way, to be that famous, to own a starship and still be afraid. She's organic, skin is glowing, my heart is going. Like, wow.
Foreign? She's organic.
Here, Keem drops all the armor and lets you see what the actual stakes were. This wasn't a casual situationship. The woman he's describing is rendered with genuine warmth, organic, glowing, the specific tenderness of someone falling for a person they're not supposed to be this vulnerable about. The, like, wow, isn't ironic. He was genuinely moved. And that makes everything that followed, Drake, the betrayal, the retreat to PlayStation, the 1,000 hers armor, make complete sense. He loved her. He lost her to someone who was playing a different game entirely. That's a deep, 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 deep ocean.
Video, I don't want to hear none of that.
It's not hard to notice. That's a deep.
Bro, they are having fun, bro. They are, bro.
That's fucking great, bro.
That's family on the track, bro.
Deep ocean. That's why Shorty say she celibate. I'ma keep hoping. She's not. Shorty say she loving me.
She says she's celibate. I'ma keep hoping. She's not.
Bro, they're clowning.
They are.
They're clowning.
The man said it's a deep ocean. Kendrick goes, that twat.
I'm loving these ad libs, bro.
I'ma be open. I'll try.
Bro, it just feel like they're having fun and it's infectious.
That twat. Drake said, back in the ocean you go, it's a deep one.
You know it's a brief one, back in the ocean you go, it's a deep one.
Dismissively, coldly, as though women were a sea he could dip in and out of at will. Keem and Kendrick reclaim that ocean metaphor and give it back with explicit contempt. The repetition of deep is almost satirical. They're overperforming Drake's own language until it becomes grotesque. And that twat is the raw, unmasked version of what the coded language has been building toward. The girl, Drake, and the specific sexual betrayal that started all of this. Shorty say she's celibate, I'ma keep hoping, and free your mind, she's not. This is perhaps the most vulnerable bar Keem delivers, and it works because the Bon Iver sample doesn't let him get away with anything. She told him she was waiting. She told him she wasn't moving like that. And the sample's "she's not" arrives like a revelation he already knew on some level was coming. It's not hard to notice is aimed directly at whoever is watching closely enough. You can see the truth if you're paying attention. Keem is saying he should have seen it coming. He didn't. Or he didn't want to. Shorty say she in love with me. I'ma be open. I'll try. Keem tried. This is the line that reframes the entire song as a tragedy rather than just a diss record. He was open. He tried. The Bon Iver sample says, "I'll try," alongside him, as if the universe itself was uncertain whether vulnerability was going to pay off. It didn't. And that loss, not of a casual thing, but of something he actually opened himself to, is what gives the Hillbillies its emotional weight beneath all the coded bars and chess moves. The refrain returns one last time. Messy, get them girls off the stage. Invaded, one-on-one. Immersed in the PlayStation. Thousand hers out waiting. The repetition now lands as a cycle rather than a statement. Keem returns to the same phrases because that's what grief does. It circles. You think you've moved on, and then you're back at the beginning, running the same tape. The PlayStation, the thousand hers, the messy flex, the accusation. He hasn't fully arrived on the other side yet, and the song doesn't pretend he has. The outro is pure spiritual exhale. Bon Iver's "Send it off from here right now, and free your mind, and you were. The sample from PDLIF, "Please Don't Live in Fear," functions as a benediction. It is the final word on everything the song has processed. The beef, the heartbreak, the coded accusations, the fashion flexes, the messy math. All of it must eventually be sent off. Let go. The chopped "and you were" hangs in the air, unresolved, and you can hear it two ways. And you will move forward, or and you want. The desire still alive underneath the surface of the letting go. Both interpretations are true. Moving forward and wanting are not mutually exclusive. Grief is not linear, and great art doesn't pretend otherwise. Every bar, every visual, every color choice, every brand name, every mathematical skip, every flipped Drake lyric in the Hillbillies is a chess move in a game that runs deeper than most listeners will ever fully trace. This song is not just about one girl, one betrayal, one beef. It is a fully constructed argument, an emotional, artistic, and strategic brief, delivered with the kind of precision that only emerges when the people making it have something genuinely at stake. Kendrick Lamar does not make accidents. Baby Keem does not make throwaways. In the world of the Hillbillies, the only thing colder than the ice on that corner store sign is the truth it was always packaging. The Hillbillies isn't just a Jersey club banger. It's a chess move, a coded warning, and a family intervention on wax. This is Kendrick and Baby Keem letting Drake know, "We saw what you did, and we didn't forget."